Houston homeowners and home buyers, you ever wonder why realtors don't actually highlight the city of Houston in their videos? Well, honestly, it's because the city doesn't offer the greenery and scenery and the amenities that a lot of these suburb master plan communities actually do offer. But what they don't realize is that Houston makes up for that in ways that you would never believe. We're here at Houston's first of its kind public facility where the Houston Health Department, the Houston Public Library, and the Houston Parks and Recs serve the public here. And they actually spent $60 million to build this facility that opened up last year. This is the Alief Neighborhood Center, and I'm sure it's gonna change a lot of your minds about living in the actual city of Houston. Come on. My name is RK Rossos. I run the Community Warriors real estate team here in Houston, Texas. Now, we've sold hundreds of houses here. And I was actually born and raised in this part of town in Southwest Houston, and actually even moved back here just the past year ago. In all honesty, moving back here versus possibly one of the suburbs or master plan communities that we highlight all the time, it does kind of make me feel like I'm missing something out. But maybe in this video today, it'll change my mind and hopefully your minds about this potential hidden gem that Houston might have to offer us. A little bit about this place. They broke ground in 2020 and they opened up in the beginning of 2023. Now, the building itself, like I said, is 70,000 square feet and it houses all of the indoor amenities. They've got a gym, they've got a basketball court, and a ton of the public resources that you've got in here. And then really these one-of-a-kind outdoor amenities that we're gonna highlight in just a bit. And some that you won't even find in most master plan communities out in the suburbs. So let's check this out, all right? I'm standing in front of the playground right here, and they've got some of the coolest things. And actually, fun fact, right over here, they've got Houston Parks and Rec's first rock climbing wall and climbing net structure. So this is super cool. They've of course got your slides and swings all throughout the park, and something really unique too, they've got this section where there's these little instruments. It's fun messing around with them. Growing up in Houston, I'll be honest with you, the amenities and the playgrounds were not this cool. I mean, you had like a beat up tire swing that we used to play on, and these hot metal slides that just sucked. So seeing something like this is amazing because this is accessible to anyone in Houston. Now let's walk around to the other side. So as we're walking around the playground, just to highlight that there's these little markers right here around the entire park. This is more for all their walking trails, which is pretty cool. And you see over here to my right, you've got the soccer fields. I think we've got 1, 2, 3 total soccer fields. You've got the basketball courts. Man, these are real good. When I used to hoop growing up, you could not find a court with nets on it, which is crazy. And now I'm in one of the outdoor sports courts. This is the futsal court. Honestly, I didn't know it was called the futsal court. I just thought it was like a caged small soccer field. But either way, we're here. They've got 2 of these. They've got a basketball court right behind me that we just passed up. There are 4 tennis courts right here. And honestly, these courts are pretty damn cool. It's 96 degrees now. There's still people out here hooping. I pass this place almost every single day. And once the sun goes down, it gets crazy packed. A lot of the kids out here are using these amenities and facilities. Now this next one, I'm pretty sure you've rarely seen. So let's come check this one out. This right here, skate park. Very rarely do you see a neighborhood amenity that highlights a skate park. We've got one here, Southwest Houston, which is a pretty cool feature if you ask me. Now there's one last thing I wanted to show you guys, so let's check that out. The pool. Behind me, you'll see there are a ton of people here at the pool. It is literally 96 degrees right now, so apologies if I'm sweating, but of course, everyone here in the city gets to enjoy the community pool. They've got open swimming, but they've also got tons of adult lessons, adult classes, and kids swimming classes. Now, for me personally, being born and raised in Houston, one of my fondest memories was going to some of the city community pools and learning how to swim and doing swim meets. So seeing this is really amazing that they've got a cool amenity for the kids to just stay cool and stay active this summer. It's crazy hot. Seeing the pool, I would love to jump in, but I can't because I got to record the rest of the video. So let's at least get inside in the AC and check out the indoor amenities. Come on. Now that we are inside, let's get a quick lay of the land. Now this is the Alief Neighborhood Center, the 70,000 square foot facility. On the first level, you've got the Houston Health Department, so you've got the WIC office right here. In the back, it's got a couple of facilities for the after-school program and the summer program, the indoor gym. Upstairs, you've got the public library, the free weights, and really my favorite part is the tech WIC room up here. We'll highlight that in a little bit, but let's start with the Houston Health Department. And we have the WIC offices right here, and then also the Baker Ripley Senior Center right here. Now, I've got a funny story about this. My grandparents, for a time, lived with me here in the city of Houston instead of my parents in Pearland because they had access to the community center. So I know seeing a community like this that offers free meals, classes, and just a lot of engagement for the elderly and senior, I know they would have been here all the time if they still lived here in the States. But let's head upstairs to the library portion because I've got a couple of really cool things to show you guys up there. All right, so I am upstairs on the second level and they've got a ton of stuff up here. So over here, you can see that this is the public library section, ton of cool stuff. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the Houston Public Library system, every single Texas resident can have access to the Houston Public Library and get a public library card. It isn't just to get access to the library here. They have a ton of classes. They have a ton of games for kids. They have books, magazines, tons of different things. Now, over here to my right side, you've got the gym. And there's a ton of stuff. So you've got the indoor track right here. You've got a lot of the cardio equipment, and they also have free weights. Now, during the summertime, they're only open on certain hours. They're open from 6 to 8 during the week, and then just a select time on the weekends, mainly because downstairs, they've got a kids summer program going on, so they just want to make sure that it's dedicated solely to the kids. And I want to show you guys my favorite part about this entire community center, so let's check that last one out. This is my favorite part here, the Tech Link Hub. Now there is a ton of stuff that you would not think is here for free as long as you have a public library card. Now, I was able to play around with a couple of really cool things. We were able to use the video studio here, try to play around with the 3D printer. This is all free for people here in the city of Houston, so I don't know where else you can get amenities like this. I bet if I highlighted something like this in a community in Katy, it would be the next biggest thing. But things like this aren't talked about a lot for some reason. And that's why we have to highlight it here, because honestly, I live down the street and I had zero clue this was even available until yesterday. Now let's check out the last thing that I wanted to highlight and we'll wrap up here. I couldn't film on the inside, so I'm sure I'll have some B-roll of it, but downstairs on the first level, the last thing that I wanted to highlight was the basketball court and where they hold the after school and summer programs. Now, the after school program for kids is really cool. It is free for anyone here in the city of Houston. Now, they got tons of programming for the kids, and that's anytime during the school year from 3 to 6. And then during the summer, it is a 10-week program. I think it's $30 a week all day. So kids can stay as occupied as possible. They can take advantage of the amazing facilities here. And on that point, it reminds me of all the things that I actually remember about growing up here in the city of Houston. And it's those after school programs and all the friends that I made at those programs. It was taking all the swim classes at the community pool. It was hooping with my friends at the park. It was all of these different things about the communities that we have here in Houston that we have access to that really shaped my childhood. And what Houston lacks in all of those aspects makes up for that one thing, and that's the community that we've decided to build here together. This just opened in 2023, and there are a number of different projects that are opening up for our city. So we are babies. It really makes me hopeful seeing something like this. Now, if you're really considering relocating to the city of Houston for the convenience, or if you're even out in the suburbs and looking to make your way in, just know that the lack of amenities and the lack of community is not a reason that you shouldn't do that. Let's say all of this is cool, but you still want to find another community that has it in its own backyard. Check that out in this video right here, where we toured a community with some of the most amazing, one-of-a-kind amenities that I have ever seen.